Hi, welcome to our videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is Mike Brenner, and this is the MLB Odds Couple show for Thursday, April 7th. Well, yesterday, Mike Brenner, we both went the same way. We both got burned. We both took Jose Fernandez. I mean, his awesome dominance at home is not a secret to anyone. Everyone knows about it. And what happened was that Sanchez was lights out.
Yes, he
Fernandez
was.
gave up a home run.
When he got touched for that home run, that made all the difference, and it just took the momentum.
I'll tell you. I mean, I felt like it was a sucker bet to do, and if the line that I had to take would have been like minus 180, I would have stayed off it.
Yeah.
But when I saw where it was, I was like, all right, minus 157, I'll do it. And not only that, but for my personal bets, I bet it on the on the run line on the overnight, and I got a great line where I way beat the closer. But
okay. Well, we're going to feel our way through this, like you said yesterday, Pete. It takes time, and you got to just
while we're talking about this, let's put the records up for our cumulative record so far. Okay. Yeah, what were you going to say? It takes time. It takes time.
Just take a little time to feel it all out. And there's some people some players you think are going to just perform right away, and some that don't. So
that would be those are some good lyrics for like a baseball gambling song. It's going to take a little time to feel it all out. What was the other thing you said? Some players get it done, some players don't.
That's right. I like it.
All right, yeah. Let's write some gambling songs. Let's write some gambling songs.
That's not a bad idea.
About MLB. It takes a little time to feel it all out.
They got enough of our viewers out there that can relate to the up and down rides. So.
All right. Well, Mike Brenner, overall we're both down a little bit unit-wise, but we're 50-50. We got burned Thursday, April 7th. I didn't back. I don't have much to say about this card. Some interesting stuff here. Obviously, the first thing that jumps out at me that I'm thinking about the Cubs. How good are they? How overvalued or undervalued are they? You rode them and you were very successful. Yeah. Anyone who was poo-pooing the Cubs, saying, "Oh, they're good, but they're overvalued," has not been right so far.
No.
They're at Arizona. Goldschmidt is awesome for Arizona, but Pollock, the injury hurts them.
Yes,
I don't know. Lackey, what to expect from him? Does he have it again this year? If he does, maybe the Cubs are a good bet. What do you think?
Well, St. Louis must have known something to let him go, even though he had a good year for him last year. Cubs pick him up, but right now that offense is just on fire. 15 runs in the first 2 games, Pistol Pete. And again, I think the momentum comes from the leadership of Joe Madden. He just has put into these guys' heads that, we are good and we're going to play good. So they're a very, very good team. I got them. I'm taking
That's one of your picks?
It's one of my picks, and it's a little higher than I like to go. I grabbed it at minus 150.
On the game, on the full game?
Yeah, full game. I don't know if that's still available.
We'll give you minus 148 at Pinnacle.
Okay, that's what I will take then, minus 148. I'm banking on a full game from the Cubs and the offense, just to outperform Arizona. So with that being said, again, their big injury to Arizona.
Yeah. And I have the up-to-date SBR odds lines here, and for baseball, we said it before, said it again. Baseball is where it really matters. It's minus 150 most places, but Pinnacle minus 148.
So we'll take it. And that's my first play. Yep.
Is that your only play of the day?
No, okay. I got 4 total.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll tell you another one that I'm thinking about. I'm vaguely high on Houston this year. Again, that's not really a surprise to anyone, but it's Fiers and Eovaldi, and both those guys are actually kind of similar. Hard-throwing righties with some upside, some downside. Fiers gives up a little bit too many homers for my liking. Eovaldi a little bit too wild for my liking. And the question is the lineups here. I'm leaning towards Houston as a small underdog. Best line right now would be at Intertops plus 110. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I almost pulled the trigger on that also, but I'm gonna kick back. I actually was looking at a total because I think that thing could get out of hand as far as run wise.
Yeah, it could
because of the ability for these guys to let up big home runs. So, but I'm staying off it. But it's going to be an interesting game. I'm anxious to see if Houston can keep that momentum going. They're a quiet, under the radar team. And I like that.
Yeah. Although not that under the radar. People.
I'm talking about as far as they're not cocky. They're not huge.
No, you're right.
Last year they just stayed cool, calm, and collective the whole year. I like that.
All right. Well, those are the only 2 games that I was looking at, thinking about. The others.
Why don't you pull a trigger on one of them, Pistol Pete?
Okay, I think I'm leaning towards pull. All right. Well, let me think about it while you tell us what else you like.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what else I like. I like the Cleveland Indians today to get it done. All right. Minus 118 on the money line for the full game.
Minus 118.
That's what I had. Nope. Yeah, was that Heritage? It was at one point. No, what's it now?
That's a misprint here. It's the best line that I'm seeing. We can give you minus 129 at Bet Online.
Okay, all right, Bet Online, minus 129. That is definitely a go. Salazar's on the mound, and again, Boston, the only production they've gotten, I know it's a young season, but believe it or not, is out of Ortiz, the old man, and David Price. Other than that, there's a lot of question marks in that lineup. And the thing that I like, and Pete, I like this kind of momentum thing, Terry Francona, who's the Cleveland manager,
Right.
playing against his old team. That was bad blood when he left. He wants to beat this team every time he faces them. So I
feel like those factors matter more in like football and basketball and team sport, even hockey, than in baseball, which is such an individualized sport.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
know
like
what I
it.
mean?
It just
Okay.
weighs heavily
Okay.
into mine, yeah. But
Okay.
I'm going with the Indians, then minus 128.
Minus 129.
Minus 129.
Bet online. Yeah, and the other thing, it's just Joe Kelly on the other side. Remember, he was a guy who predicted he was going to win the Cy Young Award, and right after that was one of the worst pitchers in baseball.
That was a
but
jinx.
Listen, credit where credit is due. He
back.
did manage to turn it around, and then the question is, how did he do in the spring?
Yeah.
Had a strong spring.
Very
strong spring.
Yeah.
So,
but typically he starts his season slow, so that's what I'm banking on today, and I'm banking on Cleveland just to
all
unload
right, yeah, that
offensively.
might be good. Salazar obviously has big upside. What else do you like, Mike Brenner?
I like the Angels, all right? Yes.
At home against Texas. Okay.
Absolutely. This team, all right, Trout and Pujols are overdue to explode. They're both hitless so far this year. Now they're at home. We got Holland on the mound, the lefty for Texas, and he tends to get roped. And it's not that Santiago is that much better, but I just think this team is at home. They got the talent, they got the payroll, and they have the roster. So I think they get their first win. I'm taking them on the money line, the run line. I got them plus 180 if that is still available.
Let's see. LA Angels, Texas, LA Angels minus 1.5.
Okay. Yes.
We are going to give you. We're going to find the best line for you,
Yes,
Mike Brenner,
because that's what you do.
and that will be at Heritage plus 183.
Woo, love it. That's it. Plus 183 run line. I just think the Texas Rangers are going to get manhandled in L.A. I think L.A. gets their first win, and I think Trout's going to have a big game.
Okay, and you have a fourth pick for us.
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it.
And I'm going with the Reds. I'm going with the Reds, and these are two young teams.
Two young bad teams.
Two young bad teams, but there's enough veteran presence. Okay, and Votto particularly hits Morton very well.
Yeah. Okay, Votto hits Morton. Okay.
Yeah.
I cashed on the under in that one yesterday. I saw it last minute, and because most of my totals that I bet are like either immediately on the overnight or last minute. That one I saw last minute, I had under 8 on that one.
Yeah.
So let's hear it.
And well, I think with Morton on the mound, he tends to get roped. He had a couple good seasons with Pittsburgh and so forth. But I think Reds with Votto and Phillips. Brandon Phillips hits this guy really well as well. And I know they're veterans, they're getting older, but I think Cincinnati is going to get it done today at home. Money line was minus 137 is what I saw it.
Well, we are going to give you 136 at the Greek.
That's why. Yeah.
You get all these cents add up. All these censuses add up, and the best line right now, the worst line would be, for example, would be like at certain places have minus 145. Pinnacle has minus 139. The Greek minus 136, and that's what you're going to get.
Absolutely, and that's again the Reds with Stevenson on the mound.
The problem is Stevenson has really looks vulnerable.
Yes,
he got hit hard in spring training. Not sure he's one of those guys who like maybe in a year or two ready for the majors. Right now, is he? Not exactly sure.
Yeah, and this game I think might even be decided in the later innings, and
Right,
might come down to it because there's not really a lot of offensive explosion on the Phillies, and Ryan Howard certainly doesn't scare me at all. I don't even know if he's playing. He just DH'd yesterday. Yeah, unbelievable.
All right, nice analysis. Review your picks, Mike.
Okay, again, I'm going with Los Angeles Angels on the run line plus 183. I think it was. All right, I got the Reds minus 136 on the money line. I got the Cubbies on the money line minus 148, and the Cleveland Indians minus 129 on the money line.
Okay,
So
and
four solid picks, and I'm feeling good about it, Pistol Pete.
That sounds good. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna tail you on two of them. I'll tail you on Cleveland and I'll tail you on the Angels. But with the Angels, I'm only going to take the money.
The money line, okay. Which is what? What's that set at?
Which is the best one would be at Bet Online minus 113.
Okay,
and
that's
Cleveland,
a good line.
the best one is right minus 129 at Bet Online.
Okay,
so you like the Angels? You don't think they're going to be overvalued?
No, I think, and especially the first two games, they're frustrated. I really like them today to blow up. I think this is a run line winner, and I'm going to cash it, baby.
And Santiago is a guy you can rely on.
I think so too. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. We got our picks. Mike Brenner, man, baseball. A lot of factors to consider. It's not like the NBA or even the NFL where it's just like it's a lot of factors to consider. All right, we are done, and we will be back for the Friday card tomorrow.
Great show, Pete.